GM friends, thanks for joining DeFi-Logic Symposium Sunday, every Sunday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. As a member of the DeFi-Logic server, you can join our call every week and discuss in real time. Link is in the description below. DeFi-Logic is the crypto think tank for better decisions. In today's community call, we'll review daily dose reports for the previous week, starting with the blockchain revolution in AAA gaming with SHRAPNEL for NiFTy Tuesday, a closer look at Gala and Gala Games ecosystem for MMA Monday, WWF Wednesday, and Token Audit Thursday. The American Wallet unpacking savings, debt, and market dynamics for FA Friday. And finally, SMX and DXY for stock and legacy market Saturday. And let's get started. Over to you, Bam, for NiFTy Tuesday and the Shrapnel write-up.
All right. Thank you, Christine. Well, yeah, we're doing another week of Shrapnel. It's a huge project. We're going step by step. I think we probably have 3 more sections to do on it, maybe 2 more. We just broached last week, after talking about the gameplay, what the actual NFTs are. So we talked about how you won't need an NFT to play this game, but to have access, what they do is they have 2 different NFTs right now, membership NFTs. So those are the actual operators. Let me show you those. So the operators, they have 5 different types of operators, but then each one is completely unique. So you can find them on OpenSea, and they're pretty sweet, honestly. So for these, the operators you'll get, let me look it up right now. So it's a membership, and so owning one of these operators, you're going to get exclusive access. And hopefully the things that the holders get access to are going to be pretty exclusive rewards, not something that a free-to-play owner or a free-to-play player would get necessarily. The holders of these operators are going to get early game access, testing, and feedback, so actual voting. And I'm assuming that holding one of these NFTs, you're actually going to have like real voting rights and customization. So you're going to be able to actually earn like exclusive rewards too for missions, quests, and events. And then, oh, dang, can't see my screen. Got you. Hold on. All right. So here are the beautiful operator NFTs. They're pretty sick, and they do have different rarities, but I don't think they're going to come with many extra different exclusive perks if you do get a higher rarity. Who knows? They might do more with that later on. But there's just going to be ongoing rewards, skins, decal packs, probably weapons. Just if you're thinking about this game, think about Battlefield. They had tons of weapons. Call of Duty, they had tons of weapons. And they had those DLC packs. Owning an operator, you're probably going to have access to that, special skins, and then customization tools. And what's unique about this, they're not just doing a game, they've created actual comic books for each one of these characters too. Each of these 5 operators, you can find the comic books on JPEGs. And let me pull that up right now. Now, these are the special call signs that they did. You could create your own call sign. And here we go. So there's 10,000 NFTs, operator NFTs. And here are the comic books. We only get to see the front cover, but it's pretty cool graphic novel art. And it's just a little extra step further than a traditional AAA game would even do. Call of Duty, Battlefield, we didn't really get comic books with the actual games. It's just you buy the game and that's it. That's the farthest you get into actual ownership of the game, is owning the actual disc, and you can maybe sell it for $5 later on. But with this game, with Shrapnel, what's interesting is you'll actually be able to create in the game, from maps to gear, which is something that you'll be able to collect resources with inside the game. And then they're going to have their own marketplace for trading, buying, selling. And these are all going to be, I like to call them like mini mints or mini NFTs, micro NFTs, because when you have this extra marketplace of all these for gear, weapons, mods on the weapons, skins too, and then also equipment. So I think since it's going to be a futuristic game built on collecting this resource, this substance Sigma, then you'll be able to really do some cool stuff, because these Sigma containment units, they trap this substance, this quantum substance called Sigma, and it gives you more properties than like conventional physics can do. Yeah, the trading is really cool. And you'll also be able to earn SHRAP tokens too, I'm guessing, by holding one of the NFTs. So these are the ones that they have. They're pretty sweet, great design. And it'll be really cool to see how they integrate this into the actual game. And they have, let me go over to the Sigma containment units too, because that's one of the other NFTs that they launched. And this is a non-membership NFT. And I'm guessing they're going to be doing more because these are the collectible NFT thing that does give exclusive rewards. And these are the Sigma containment units. And so it gives you limited time, a set of rewards, and it's basically a welcome pack into the Shrapnel ecosystem. Early access to creator tools, exclusive decal packs within the Shrapnel insignia, and then access to content from other partner collabs yet to be announced. Like with a lot of this project, it's still yet to be announced. And in-game SCU Sigma containment unit skins, collaboration art with different artists. It's a much lower barrier of entry. It's sitting at 1 AVAX basically, 1.25 for a reveal. So it's not too bad to get your feet wet. But again, a lot of this stuff, it's not going to be used until the game is released. I wouldn't worry about rushing into this too quickly. I would wait for this project to evolve a little bit. And for me, I would just personally wait until they actually launch the actual game. And what's that saying? Fools rush in. So yeah, still a very hopeful project. The more I research into it, my support rating for this project just goes up a little bit more. We do need to see how they execute, but so far it checks all the boxes. I was a little worried about the free to play, like taking away from the value of actual NFT holders, and I was a little dismayed. I was like, I would like to actually have the holder, like the operator NFT, be your entrance into this whole ecosystem, and be the exclusivity of this project. But I get how they want it to be open to everybody, and then if you so choose, you can get more and more exclusive rewards. And I do feel that even if you're a free to play player, you'll still be able to collect in-game rewards, trade, buy, sell with the SHRAP token, and pull some liquidity out of this project, which is going to be the first ever kind of thing with a AAA game. And so this is actual groundbreaking stuff. It's not just doing raffles for some project or some coin flip. And this is real advancement of cultural and societal technology. I think this is what we're going to see games moving towards in the future. I think almost every 90% of games are probably going to be moving towards having real life rewards, monetary value for the game, played as well as selling and buying marketplaces, and real power to player stuff. So I think companies are really realizing that it benefits them and the longevity of their actual business and their project to reward the players as much as possible. And I don't know, some of these NFTs are honestly like pretty sick. So yeah, pretty great project, and we look forward to hearing more about it. So still a lot of unknowns though.
So I did just see an update from them in their Discord, and if you did want to try and get in early, you can create a player account on GoShrapnel.com, sign up for a chance to win one, and you can win an act. They also came out with some more updates, I know, in our last combo. So they did just release some more information as far as details about the Shrapnel early access phase and how you can dive into the action. So they did state in their recent update that, because we were talking about, is Shrapnel going to be free to play forever? And they're saying, is Shrapnel free to play? Absolutely, upon the full game launch. Until then, only those with extraction packs will be able to play the early access version. So what they're really trying to do is get people in early. So there will be a cost associated with the extraction packs. However, operator holders will receive the highest tier as reward. So they are coming out with more information as far as how this is going to look. And there were some questions regarding early access duration. And of course, they haven't revealed the exact duration yet, but they're targeting an early access launch this December. Extraction pack holders will have continuous access to the early access version until the game is released. So they did come out with some more information. However, it looks like they're dropping that more detailed information as they go along, at least until December, it looks like.
Awesome. Yeah. So I think you want to be involved in this project for sure. And just looking at the website from a few days ago, and since we talked about this last symposium, they've already updated the website. So that's great information. They going to be a great launch in December. Honestly, like it's probably going to be pretty hyped up, and it's definitely a worthy buy, especially right now. You look at some of these, the operator collection on OpenSea, and it's I think just like $200. Honestly, yeah, even less now. Good stuff.
Yeah, I might head over and sign up and see if I win an extraction pack. Probably unlikely, but I'll give it a try. I know, free is always good. Thank you, Bam, so much for your recap on your research with AAA Gaming with Shrapnel. And we will move on to a closer look at Gala and Gala Games ecosystem for MMA Monday, WWF Wednesday, and Token Audit Thursday. So we will bring up, I'm going to kick you down to stage, Bam. And we'll bring up Pepe for MMA Monday, Off for WWF Wednesday, and Trill for Token Audit Thursday.
All right, get down to business, or lack thereof, for Gala Games. So Gala Games, in my view, is super bearish, just from the business perspective. Personally, I think that it was a good idea in theory, maybe, but I personally view Gala Games from multiple angles. The incredible emissions that the nodes are getting paid out. I think I saw on Twitter that they have 70,000 downloads for games, which is like basically nothing in comparison to the market cap. I could be a little bit off about that, but overall, just in terms of the business perspective, they have all these games on here that you can play. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay to download and all that kind of stuff, right? It doesn't seem like there's a lot of traction for the use case in terms of what Gala Games is trying to do. I don't think that people want to pay with a volatile token for a game, right? And so recently they did something, I think Trill will probably get into this, but they did something recently where they average out the past 3 days price for Gala and then set that as the download price or the, in-game price. So I'm not seeing where Gala Games is going to do anything more than it's already done. Coin probably will pump in the bull market, but other than that, I don't see this as like a game changer for the space. I don't see it as a game changer for gaming in general. There's already a bad taste in people's mouths with crypto in the gaming community. I don't really know exactly why. I suspect that it has to do with GPUs were bought up for a long time by miners, so that drove up the price. So they're not happy about that. I think there could be other reasons, but I also just saw this week that Sony is talking about implementing NFTs into games. That's the real use case there, is that companies that already exist and systems that already exist will take some of that technology from the crypto world, blockchain world, and implement it into their own systems, right? That already exists, like PlayStation, something that's been established and around for decades now. In addition to all of that, we have Avalanche Network, which a lot of the games are building on Avalanche subnets, and they're getting a lot of funding, millions of dollars worth of funding, and there's a couple AAA games. That's what we're talking about right now with Shrapnel, right? Shrapnel, as far as I understand, Dan, can you correct me if I'm wrong, but they're building on Avalanche subnets, right? Yeah, and Polygon is gaining a lot of traction for gaming. They have, I think the CEO is the former YouTube gaming vice president, okay? So, of if I'm recalling that correctly. So that's just a basic overview for Gala Games. There's other stuff like they have like legal problems right now that they say is not a problem on the back end. You can read the official statement here. It's like almost guaranteed. I ran it through an AI detector and it's 99% detected for AI, and that's coming from the counsel representing Gala Games. She works for them from the US. I don't see that as credible when an attorney doesn't write the document up themselves. It's not even that many words, maybe 250 words, but they used AI to generate the whole thing in a legal case, and that's their official statement. I don't know. Bearish. Moving on from just Gala Games in general, on Gala Chain, they have this new project, which this is just a fucking joke. I don't know how else you can say this, right? You can't even be nice about this. This is what they're building, dude. You know what I mean? I went to a boot camp, a coding boot camp once, and we built something similar to this in like a month. You know what I mean? With no prior coding experience. There's so many problems with this entire ecosystem. To me, it looks like Rep, which is the name of this app. I'll show you here, Rep, run. They don't really explain anything, right? This whole thing is entirely hype. All right. They have an entire vision paper, which is a nothing burger. It basically means nothing. They have the executive summary, which is just nonsense. It's just think of this as a breath of fresh air, blah, blah, blah. What does that even mean? You're back in the driver's seat controlling who has access to your digital footprint. That sounds all well and good, but you know what? Like, how are they doing that? They don't even tell you how the technology works. I can't find anything on that, but yet they're selling nodes right now. So you can see the rep nodes are available, loading. Okay, so this launched earlier this month. We're not even at 10% sold. You know, and why would you buy them? Because you don't even know how this thing works. Okay, they're selling film node licensees now. What are you like? What are the? I don't understand what any of this is. It's just so bearish, dude. So they can't even get Gala Games to work, but they're going to build this social media platform on top of Gala Chain. What are they like? What is this? I'm tired of seeing this shit in crypto. Really, like the website looks nice, but if you really dig into it, what are they saying? This is their how it works section. How it works. Your friend invites you, sign up for Google, find your invite. Okay, that's like super basic, but like, how does the technology work in terms of what you're saying in the vision paper where it's talking about enhanced privacy and security? How? This is just saying, like, this is like a hypothetical. Like, we could build something like that. You know what I mean? How do you have the infrastructure? Like, what is the design? You know what I mean? What is going on? I'm tired of seeing this stuff in crypto. It's total nonsense. Like,
Yeah.
literally, the whole is the same thing.
Plus, it's funny how it's talking about enhanced privacy and security, but then it says that you need to create a Google account.
Right. Yeah,
to
isn't that
create
insane?
Yeah.
It's such, dude, the whole thing is nonsense. It literally, I came into this objectively as much as I could, but my bullshit detector was already like way off, spiked on this one. But it doesn't, like, when you dig into it, it's, what is this, dude? This is what you're selling rep nodes for? And I think, if I'm correct, these rep nodes are going, we would have to do the price, but it's 187,600 Gala. The other day when I looked it up, it was around like $2,400 or something like that. So you're going to spend $2,400, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it wasn't like $100,000 that they were selling these Gala nodes for back in the day, and these people during node season were all over them.
Yeah, I think at the peak, it was around 100K for a node.
It's insane. And what have they built in the last, 3 years the token's been around? Fucking nothing. You know what I mean? And we'll have a follow-up, because we'll even solidify this even more, where we'll play some of these games, and I feel like just look at them, dude. Spider tanks. You can literally, there's a website that I play games like that for free. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with any token or anything like that. So this is just, it's silly. Meow Match? What is going on here, dude? You know what I mean? These are not legitimate
Maury probably created that game.
Maury created it. Yeah, so I'm just like, I look at this stuff and it's absurd. And then, so everything I just said, and I'm about to hand it off, but it's like, then you consider social media in general, okay? Facebook is already having problems. Then Instagram, owned by Facebook and controlled by Mark Zuckerberg, right? And the entire organization. They launched Threads, okay? And this article is over a month old. It's from like August, right? Yep, August. Here. Okay. Dude, literally from when the active users started, it's 79% down in a month, okay? If Instagram can't do it, how do you think you're going to do it with this garbage? This is garbage, dude. What is Gala Games? Okay, let's click on this. This goes to their fucking Medium article or something. What is this? This is not even anything. Like, why would you use it?
How is it considered Web3 when there's a sign in with Google button? And why
That's what
can't
I'm
you just
saying.
can't just
It's a
connect your wallet?
lie. It's absurd. That's a really good point, actually. I didn't even think about that or put that in the write-up. But I like, just from a business perspective, and just from, they can't even explain what the technology is. In my view, do your own research and stuff. Stay the fuck away from this. There's no other way to say this, because people are going to, they're going to fall for this nonsense again. But it's, dude, just save yourself. Stay away from the starters. I think that's pretty much it for me. I'll chime in where I feel necessary, but on to you, Slaw.
All right, so we'll take a look here at the Nansen dashboard. So we see the current fully diluted valuation, 666 million. Token price, a little over 1 cent. And then, yeah, we see the pretty significant drop over the year, where it peaked around 6 cents and then just been on a steady decline since. There's a little bit of a volume pickup, I think maybe around the time where the V2 nodes were announced, but it's pretty much just been down since. And especially with the DEX volume, there's not really a ton of DEX volume as we can see from here. Most of it's on the centralized exchanges. So this might not be greatest overview, but it's pretty much the same. And then if we look at the token distribution too, we just see obviously more tokens are getting onto the centralized exchanges, and can actually see that with some of the whale wallets, like this one here, which is labeled whale, and they got about 185 million total. And some of their transactions, they're basically, looks like they have a few wallets linked together. So they've got 69 million Gala in this one, and then we can see a bunch of transfers going to other wallets, and then transfer more to this wallet, which has got a little over 1.5 million, and then they transferred to this one where they ultimately are transferring to, we could see a Binance address, either to sell, or this could be a market maker possibly sending tokens to the exchange. But either way, it's you can see big increase in the tokens being sent to the exchanges, and I think part of that has to do with the inflation as well. There's a pretty significant increase in the inflation since the change. So we can see here, this is the total amount minted today. It's showing 5.8, almost 6 million, and only 12.5 million burnt. So it's a net inflation of 5.8 million, which is pretty significant. And then we're looking at 47.3 billion minted just since May, and only 20.9 have been burned.
How many were minted?
47.3 billion.
Dude, this is a joke, dude. I can't even take this seriously this week. It's unreal.
Yeah, I think these numbers might be a little bit off though. But yeah, there's still a pretty significant amount of inflation. You can see here, I think the net inflation, we're looking at a little over 17 million per day. And it's pretty much all distributed to the founders, node operators, and then the Gala Games conservatorship. Yeah, pretty significant inflation there. And then we can see the exchange, tokens on exchange, and then just like I was saying, just steady increase on all the exchanges with Binance over 5.5 billion. And you can see the change here over the last just week, just huge amounts of tokens being sent to the exchange. So definitely looking like more downside for the most part. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for that. So if Joel wants to go over the tokenomics a little bit more.
Yeah, there isn't really too much tokenomics since they haven't really explained much about it, but I will go at least as far as just some information about the token and touch on some things that Pepe. So yeah, Gala is definitely pretty bearish, but what Pepe was saying is they have been trying to. They initially started as Gala Games, and they have been trying or in the process of branching out into other areas like music and film. And for these other areas, they also have different types of node licenses, which is a little weird. Like they have the Gala Game nodes, and they also have film node licenses that they aren't available to buy yet, but they don't really explain what they do. Yeah, so really they just have nodes that run all of these things for whatever reason that they've created. And Gala initially started on Ethereum chain, then was deployed on Binance Smart Chain to escape the Ethereum fees. And they have stated that they eventually will deploy their own chain, which will utilize these nodes, but no one knows how that's going to happen. Gala doesn't even know how that's going to happen yet. But something I did want to touch on is there's at least some serious legal battles going on. One of the co-founders is in a legal battle with the SEC and his side company Green United, And the Gala Games themselves, the founder and co-founder are suing each other for a misappropriation of over 100 million Gala tokens. Investing in this at this point is insanity, but I don't give financial advice. But that's at least a little bit of a background. Gala, the node thing does is still a little bit vague, but Gala operates on is, let me get that. It's a node-based cumulative lifetime points. So they want to decentralize node operation where you do get rewarded for nodes, but the more nodes you run, your rewards are diminished. So basically, that's the best way to put it. Diminished rewards for more nodes that a particular person has to increase decentralization. Don't really know how you can increase decentralization if the company itself has issues with misappropriation of funds. But that's Gala. We have Gala Games. We have these games. Not all of them are Windows or PC games. There's 18 in total: Mac, PC, iOS, Android. We have the store, the NFT marketplace. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about Gala. Double on Pepe's points. It's not looking too great. Two separate legal battles. One with the highest founders. There's about 3 or 4 founders. One, the immediate founder suing the immediate co-founder, and then the co-founders in another legal battle with the SS risk. But
I'm literally just laughing over here. I can't even. I can't see how this could be any worse. You know what I mean? Like, the tokenomics are messed up. We don't even know what the nodes are really doing. What exactly are they validating? You know what I mean? And then what is the point of having a V2 node for a social media platform that, like Sloth said, you log in with Google SSO? None of this. I can't. The more you look into it, like, I don't even know how anyone takes this seriously. It's just absurd. I don't know.
yeah, and you have founders suing each other. It's not even like one group of founders like suing the one guy. It's literally one founder pointing a finger at another, like, you stole over 100 million, and the other guy's like, nah, you stole over 100 million. And this, come on, really? Like, what's going on at this point? 100 million doesn't just go out of nowhere,
No,
has it?
no way. And when I was talking about the attorney, it's like, in her statement, if you go back and read it on Medium, this will not impact the, like, she doesn't even say what's really going on. It's a dispute between the founders. It's not going to impact anything. But then if you look into it, it's could definitely impact things. You know what I mean? And like, the legal situation can change very rapidly. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. And then she apparently used AI, like ChatGPT or something, to write the whole thing. It's okay, dude. This is insane. Like, literally at every corner with Gala Games and Gala Chain, it's just unreal.
Yeah, I feel like it's just such a legal. I was waiting to have, even with the social media aspect, like Twitter, Facebook, all those social media platforms have to deal with the different, geographical laws and stuff of different places pertaining data and things like that. I don't know how a company that can't even maintain their own financial balance sheet is gonna abide by the laws of different jurisdiction, and that's just going to be another legal battle waiting to happen if the EU's Gala is not handling privacy the way the EU wants privacy handled. And I mean, they're already kind of fucked as it is, but it's just, they don't really need any more legal battles. Like,
dude, I can't even understand how this is a thing. I feel like the whole thing is just a massive crypto meme, honestly. So I think, honestly, in my view, and from what I remember around node season, if people were in crypto at the time, there was a whole bunch of different node projects. Most of them were just like Ponzi's. They didn't actually do anything. Some of them tried to do things like Strong Block, but they didn't pivot like they should have, and they made a bunch of mistakes. But I think the way that Gala became what it is right now, they just ran off the node hype when, like we said, they were selling these nodes for like 100K or whatever. And you can see the disparity of that. Like, the original nodes they were selling is like 100K. Now all of a sudden the rep nodes for something that's not even working, the social media platform, somehow that costs 2,400. So we're like, what, 2.4% of the original cost of the original nodes? Like, why the big gap? That doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it for me. I don't know if anybody else has anything on this, but
This is a great conversations we're having this Sunday. I like it. So we'll just keep rolling through. And next up is FA Friday, the American Wallet, Unpacking Savings, Debt, and Market Dynamics with Obrizi and Pepe. And I'll bring up GeForce as well, as he will wrap us out with stocks and legacy markets.
Okay, so for FA Friday, we just went over personal savings and credit card debt. And what we're finding is since the pandemic, personal savings have gone down sharply. I think it was about 3.5% now. And if you line that up with total market cap, while the numbers aren't directly correlated, the direction of the market is correlated to that. When personal savings are high, you see total market cap on crypto being high. Right now, the last few months, personal savings went up for I think the last 2 or 3 quarters, just fractionally. And that lines up with what crypto has been doing in general. Now personal savings appears to be trending back down for now. And personal savings in households provide a buffer for when things go bad, when there's economic impacts or events, and that buffer is disappearing. And when you combine that with more and more credit card debt building up in the US, we keep hitting these milestones, these records. So what we're having is more future money being taken out of economic growth to pay credit card debt, and you also have a shrinking personal savings. Both these factors point towards a recession. And when you look over and see that the Federal Reserve even came out, Susan Collins from the Fed Reserve Bank of Boston this past Monday was saying that they need unemployment to go up. This is pointing towards a recession and a contracting market.
Yeah, I think all signs are pointing in a really ugly direction. And yeah, like Trill's saying in the DM, soft landing. Yeah, it's not going to be that soft. I think people are going to have a real rude awakening. But like I said, I think was it last week? Or maybe I said it actually on TA Tuesday. Yeah, that's what it was. But I was talking about how crypto Twitter seems to be oblivious to the situation going on with Binance and they're not taking it seriously. See, and I feel like it's very similar with the housing market. I just talk to people that they really are not paying attention to the housing market. They're not paying attention to credit card debt. They're not paying attention to the savings rate, like Obrizi wrote up this week. And that has even more significant impact because in my view, I feel like if you're aware of these things and you're like, everybody's on the same page and it's okay, we're headed into a recession, it might actually be that soft landing because everybody's, oh, okay, things aren't okay. I'm going to prepare for this thing, right? Whereas for some reason in the markets right now, everybody thinks everything's fine when it does not seem like anything is really fine, So it's like the impacts are going to be even greater because no one is preparing for the potential that seems like a very real potential.
I agree with you guys 100%. And again, we'll look at the inverse yield curve. It just keeps going down and staying down. It's the longest it's been. I think Abrizi pointed that out in a post a while back. It's the longest it's been ever. We're looking at, if that's true, then we're looking at a really significant issue and a severe recession. So I don't know if that is going to play out real soon. I think it will, but we have an election coming up, and I think that's the caveat, is that the election, the Federal Reserve might buoy the markets the best way they can. So this election comes out uninfluenced by the economy, but I doubt if that's going to happen.
I don't see how this is going to get any better. So just be prepared for everything to get worse, and hopefully we can scoop the bottom. Have your capital ready.
On the bright side, maybe it will be a soft landing. I don't think so, but it's possible.
Yeah, I think anything's possible at this point. The probability of that happening, I think, is pretty low.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you guys. Thank you so much for this write-up. I think it's really good to take a look at the complex picture of what is going to be the U.S. economy's future. And great write-up. It'll be posted soon on our website.